What's up, people? We are getting ready for a rapide and we're doing a 15 plus 10. I'm a bit dopey tonight. I had 6 beers last night. It's really just not... I'm going right off it, right off the alcohol. Now, I used to drink heaps of beer. Okay, we're playing against a 1590 and we've got a Caro-Kann. So let's try and make it a Caro-Kann. Okay. Let me just blitz out some moves. Let's see what our opponent does. This is obviously the von Hennig gun, but hello, I don't want you. I've got to concentrate on this. I know, I love you too, but go away, go on. Go. Okay, and now are you going to do it? Right, we're not going to do Oh No My Queen. Sasha, go away again. She just walked around the back of my chair and come all the way back round to stare at me. Okay, now there's only 2 legal moves, that or that, so you can actually pre-move 95. Check. Because whatever happens, it's going to be 95 check. Okay, and then you can pre-move the capture of the bishop, and you can also even pre-move queen takes knight, or recaptures knight. Bizarrely. So the number of games I've actually won in, I think, 4 seconds or something in this line is just silly. Anyway, but that's not chess, is it, really? That's just trickery. And notice that if the knight does take our knight, let's undo this pre-move. Knight does take the knight. Queen takes, does not win this pawn, because our queen defends. Alrighty then. I think we just checkmate him, don't we? Well. That was an anticlimax, wasn't it? And we're back over 1500. Hurrah! You got 10 points for that. 10 points. Alright, but now we've got the black pieces. And we've got ourselves a Spanish, so we've got a Jaenisch or a Jaenisch or a Schliemann. Whatever. Jaenisch, I call it Jaenisch. So I've got a cup of tea. Yeah, beers last night. Then my arse today, Jesus wept. It's like a tuber testing facility over at our place. Okay, yeah, you take away from the centre. Point is, you want to open up this bishop, and you also want to do this move as well. Now, this is very, very typical in the normal Spanish Roy Lopez exchange variation. Now, you can even and now white realises they can't take the rook. So they're going to take the pawn with check, and we're going to play king d8. Okay. And black is actually better here. So now we get into a position where I've known a little bit. I've had 2 over the board games from this position, lost both of them, was in a winning position in both of them. And in both of them there was a point where I should have captured on b2. So keen followers of the channel will be aware of that, but at some point we're going to have to get into playing some chess. And this is the point. So let's get comfy. Right then. Now, moves include. So what's the situation? Well, we're a pawn down. My hunch is that weren't the right move. I mean, one thing is we have knight e7 putting 2 attackers on this pawn, so we can win the pawn back, maybe get the bishop out, maybe win the pawn with the bishop and possibly tempo. Notice c2 is undefended. That looks like a right good move. Okay. We also have queen e4 check or queen e5 check, hitting the king. Now, the king can't move. Also, with either of these moves, the queen is now in contact with the pawn on f5. So I think either of these equivalent move, actually. So I think that's why this isn't inaccurate, because nothing can block. The pawn is in the way of the queen, right? So let's say I put my queen here. Okay? Nothing can block. So the king, He's going to have to go to one side. Where's he going to go? He's not going to go here. He's going to go here, right? And the reason is because my queen... Oh, no, but queen defends that pawn. Hang on then. Anyway, so here, wherever the king goes, I don't care, right? Bishop takes this with tempo. And then queen's looking at that, right? It's got to be good. So it's one thing to memorize moves. It's quite another to figure out why a move is good or bad. So the first thing I thought when I saw that pawn take that pawn was, hello, that doesn't look right. But I couldn't remember why, so you kind of have to figure it out for yourself. But once you figure it out, hopefully it stays in there. So now surely McLean, surely Temple, or this. Now, rook e1 is a thought. But I think if bishop takes here, rook e1, I just take here with the queen. And I can't see anything wrong with this. What's he got? Queen can't go there with check, right? Queen can go here with check, but I have bishop blocks. So this is just going to be... Oh, hang on, I've moved my king, I can't castle. Okay, we have this. This flushes the king out onto here, right? The queen must defend the bishop. So my queenie is kind of constrained to this diagonal and a few other squares. I would very much like to get my rook out and into the action, but taking on c2 is a tempo move because it comes with check. The king ain't going to e1 because we take the bishop. Then the king would have to come here, and then... I don't know, we're a bit stuck then, aren't we? Queen would have to come back. That doesn't work though. Okay. So my feeling is that we're going to have to engage the rest of these minor bits. Now I do have a maybe bishop g6 hitting the queen, and there's a whole load of places she can't visit. She can't go there. She can't go there. She can't go there. She can't take the knight. Hang on. Is she just planning on taking my bishop? That's the risk, isn't it? Taking my bloody bishop. Okay, so let's say this. Let's say this. And... I mean, my bishop could go there. It's a protected square. We're up a piece, but for 3 pawns. So we're not in a winning position. Also, both kings have moved, so neither king has castling rights. On the other hand, I've got way more activity. That's what matters here. So I'm going to take here, because it's a free move, and I might even just move back. Okay. Righty. Okay, here, and again. I have this option, but then the queen takes the bishop. This is my mate. Okay, I'm kind of liking bishop d6, partly because it puts 2 eyes on h2. Queen can't go there, she can't go there, she can't go there. I'd like to defend the bishop, and I'd like to get it the heck off the back rank. This is also not playable because of the same reason. Bishop e7 is also a thought. Then I could put my king there, then I could get my rook out, and then I could hide my king. That is a thought. Takes away a square from the knight. Now I'm going to play this move. No? Okay. You attack my thing. I have this, which does undefend the bishop, right? This, pawn blocks is not an option. So this, or even that. That's nice because it doesn't undefend the bishop. The knight can block that check. Knight can block either check. I mean, I could, for example, try and trade off the queens. There's a case for that, which is that I've still got several active pieces and white doesn't. White would be left only with a knight developed and a bishop that's still blocked in and both rooks that are still blocked in. However, my hunch is that my queen is doing a useful job. So I could do this, and if knight blocks, I have bishop in front ready to take him out. But that actually blunders the queen, so maybe that's not the right idea, after all. So we do this, what's he going to do? Let's say he goes there. I don't think he's not going to step out into the open. That's just so unnatural. He could block with a knight, or he could play king g1. I'll play it. There's possibilities of a move like this. I can't wriggle in there because of the knight. Queen still defends that okay. Something's telling me knight e7, king d7, connect the rooks. It'd be nice to stick my bishop here and threaten mate, wouldn't it? But I can't do that. But I can if I play knight e7, king d7. Yeah, that also puts another defender on this bishop. But I tell you what, this is brown trousers kind of chess. This line, and I've had it several times. It's not uncommon in the slightest, but it does rank in the brown alert category for sure. Also, actually, rook g8 is a thought. I don't actually have anything else looking at that square right now. Maybe bishop h3. That old chestnut. Can't believe I got a von Hennig. Like 6-move win against a decent 1500. So yeah, not feeling 100% today for sure. Yeah. My head is kind of alright. It's kind of tiredness. Honestly, man, just losing. Alcohol is losing its appeal. And I was a heavy drinker. You know, like a normal school night would be 6 bottles of strong ale. You know, my wife still drinks quite a lot. And it's funny how many. Yeah, a lot of chess players do seem to drink. But explain this. How is that not checkmate? Bugger me. That one I'm going to review. I don't know. What I mean, look at 93.7. Am I allowed to do this? Fucking hell. 3 great moves, 7 best. 1 inaccuracy, but the inaccuracy, I bet, was the gambit move, and it keeps doing that. Oh no! Oh, okay. Well then. Oh, what was the 2150 blood, 2150, and boom opening, boom middle game, And there was no end game. Pew, pew, pew. Pour a sip on the concrete for the deceased. Name the tune. Going back a bit with a bit of hip hop there. Tune as well. Okay. The Spanish. The Jaenisch Dutch slash Schliemann. Try and sing that after a few beers, say. Okay. And D takes his book move. Don't do it in a Russian accent, you fool. Okay, this is okay. But of course it's boom bada boom with the queen into D4. And this is like nah. Because honestly, if you play this in Blitz and Bullet, so often you're going to get takes, and white goes, ha ha, I have your rook, and you go, ha ha, but I have your queen. So I can clearly now choose the wine in front of me. King D8 has to be played, okay? And I knew that was a mistake. My gut told me it was a mistake. There was a reason why it was a mistake, and that is a reason, because that is now a fork, as chess.com is telling me. Adding a second attacker to the pawn. And of course, bishop takes, far better. Why? Well, we're developing a piece. And we're creating a battery against c2. Okay, good move. Good, excellent move. Is there anything better? Come on, Stockfish, you tell me. Queen g5 check. Oh, hang on. Oh, knight e7. Knight e7 is saying marginally better, but 0.6 of a pawn. Knight e7, still getting the junk out. Got to get the junk out, okay. King goes there. King e1 apparently was half a pawn better for white, or half a pawn less worse. Okay, coming back with another check is good. King there is good. This, it doesn't like, right? So now I develop pieces, and now you're spanking me for it. Okay, so what happens here? Oh, King G1 is losing, apparently. King G1 and then Knight H6. Oh, I never thought of that move. That never crossed my tiny little mind. Knight H6. Developing the knight, hitting the queen, and threatening to come in. Ooh. Right, need to remember that one. So if King E1, which I thought was particularly unnatural. Again, Queen E4 check. But, guys... Fish. We're going around in circles. And he does this, the fish, because he hasn't actually got any intelligence whatsoever. You know, all he can do is just crunch numbers like a beast. But he does just go round and round and round in his little bowl sometimes. You silly little fish, you. Can I go here? Oh no, now it's saying bring out the horse. Release the horse. It's just happy days, really, basically, isn't it? Happy days. So there's nothing really much more to learn from that. It's a line I know. And there you have it, guys. 2 rather quick wins in 15 plus 10 against decent intermediate level players. Right? So, how did my opponent play? 63 accuracy. It's not good. 1200, right? Whew. Go on, let's quick look at the previous game then. Do I get the previous game? Oh, I have to go to my profile, I think. Oh, I got a 93.7 and a 93.8. Hello. So, I mean, again, that's the same kind of level, isn't it? But this is the thing. This is the thing. Yeah, one inaccuracy, which is this. By the way, before people start saying you're saying inaccuracy wrong, it's a gag. It's a joke. It's Fiona Mulishtif, or whatever her name is. Gorgeous human being. Very good chess player, Yeah, she did a course with recorded a course with Simon Williams, and because she's like Belgian, she was or from Luxembourg. She was saying inaccuracy, and Simon took the piss because he's very rude. You don't do that with a lady. Okay, so here it says the opening once are good, but one thing for you, fish. Anyway, so while you're here, opening news, right? So you know that I've been mucking about for ages trying to find a good response to 1d4, right? And I've played the Charlik Gambit quite extensively. But bottom line, guys, is look, my ambition. I want to hit 2,000. Okay, and here's the problem. Okay, so let me pull up an Explorer. Now I've done a video on how to crush the Charlik. So let me get this set to Lee Chess 2000 and up, right? These are the people I want to be at Rapid, Lee Chess 2000. I think Lee Chess 2000 is roughly equivalent to Chess.com 2000. All right, so here, if they take, White's winning 52% of the games, okay? And they're nearly always taking. And then after this, yes, if they take, then Black does slightly better, right? And they, interesting that they still are taking 69% of the time, but a third of the time they aren't, and then you lose. Because knight f3 is better for white, e4 is better for white, bishop f4 is better for white, right? And let's take off the 2000, right? They're still taking 60%, but even then white is actually starting to do better. So up to the 2000 mark, yes, it's a trick. And maybe it could work. Right. So what else have we looked at? What else we've looked at is like the Black Knight's Tango if they play 2c4. But if they don't play 2c4, let's say they're a Jabava London player. I don't really fancy facing the Jabava London because it sounds like hard work to prepare against all the silly things that can happen. Okay, so bishop might come out here, blah blah blah, or they might just be a London player. And then you don't get your Black Knight's Tango, right? So, like I say, because I'm lazy and stuff, I'm wanting something that will work fairly reliably. I would even like something that would work against 1d4 and 1c4, the English. So what I'm thinking is going back to something that I recommended, and in fact had recommended to me a couple of years ago, which is the Leningrad Dutch. And that is not the Leningrad Dutch. I mean, you can go into this, and then you can go into all kinds of Indian lines as well, right? And so you could get a right, there's e6, not d6. Get Nimzo Indian, or if that knight came out, then it would be Bogo Indian, and or you could play a King's Indian. Now, what's interesting about the King's Indian setup is, let's say they just develop like this and then whatever, right? Very often in the King's Indian, you want to move this knight out of the way and then play f5. Now, that's where the Leningrad Dutch comes in, because we play f5 on move 1. Okay, so let's say they develop like normal, right? You have this stuff, and because you've opened up this diagonal, which we know, you should never move your f-pawn, but like bothered because I always move my f-pawn. My entire repertoire is based around moving the f-pawn. That's why it's called the Freddy Krueger repertoire. Okay, so what's the most common moves here? And then we play bishop g7. Okay, and here it's 47-45, and this is at 2200 and 2500. Let's put the 2000s back in. Black does better, guys. Black does better here with this move. Okay, now we're winning 51% if normal play. So Also, it's very much like the King's Indian. Apart from that pawn 8 there, it's there. So you get very similar ideas coming up as well. And there's a lot of people recommending the King's Indian. There's a lot of stuff about it. But this is a more aggressive version. It's a more double-edged version as well, because you've got your pawn out here, which is going to help you. You know, you might get e5 and then e4 in, or you might launch a pawn storm up the king side, which is generally the idea in the Dutch. You defend the queen side, you attack the king side. So this is what I propose to go back to, because I also looked it up on the chess.com Explorer. Let's look at my games as black. After this, right? Okay, they play knight c3, I play g6. It's not fantastic. Yeah, if they play knight f3, right? So, but this is the point. So these results aren't great. 61% to white in my, or ish, yeah, maybe slightly more, right? In my history, but I've never properly learned the opening. So anyway, that's what I thought. Well, I might go back to that. I'm going to start playing the Leningrad Dutch. I'm going to start studying the Leningrad Dutch, and you know, also having your bishop here and castles, it's got similarities to the G3 Vienna as well, you know. But you've started with the Freddy pawn push rather than holding them back to move 7, 8, 9, 10 in the Vienna. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. So anyway, two disappointingly short games. I'm sorry about that, but what can I do? You know, all I can do is try and win them, which in today we did, because we didn't get into an end game, because we know what happens when we do that. So anyway, that'll do. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.